His parade, quite literally, they expected like over 200,000 attendees. And I don't know if you guys have seen some of these videos out there, but the bleachers are empty. The streets are empty. It's not full. And I get he's calling it a military parade, but let's be real. It's not about the military. It's about DJT, okay? It's about him because it's his birthday. He wanted to flaunt the huge crowd, just as one thing that he's always talking about, okay? Here's the other part. Meanwhile, at the same time, there is well over, they're reporting anywhere from 4 to 5 million people engaged in peaceful anti-Trump protests around really the world, throughout every state in this country, and as well as 19 other countries. So kudos to everybody out there who's being positive. I was in Las Vegas and I witnessed this crowd marching through the streets, and it was really great to see the peaceful, they had police escorts. There was even a little scary situation where there was snipers on the roof, but it was all protection. And it was really great to see just the nonsense that's being portrayed out there as how horrible these left liberals are and all of that stuff. How peaceful everything has been today. So kudos to everyone that did a great job. Sorry it rained on your parade, dude. Sorry, but not sorry.
79 years of life, and this is Donald J. Trump's worst birthday ever. And that's saying something because we know he was teased as a kid, because, I mean, wouldn't you tease the guy? Look at him there. He's so disappointed. It's my party. I can cry if I want to, but I have to be strong. I have to be a tough Republican man. Melania's there like, dude, I cannot believe you made me show up for this. There's like a few thousand people here. This is embarrassing, man. What are you doing? Pete Hegseth's over there like, oof, this is kind of rough, man. I gotta text the boys in the group chat, see if we can get a drink after this. This is absolutely brutal. What a complete failure from this group of incompetent people. Today was an absolute failure for them. No King's protests, millions nationwide, every big city, all 50 states standing up against fascism, standing up against dictators who think they can throw some North Korean Kim Jong-un, look at me, I'm the man type parade. Well, listen, Donald, the people have spoken today, and the people want you gone.
So nobody showed up to Donald Trump's birthday military parade. Here is a video from an NBC reporter who, as you see, is standing in the middle of an empty field. And this is as the event is supposed to be underway. Now, take a look as it zooms out. There's nobody there. That is miles of empty fields at an event where Donald Trump said there was going to be an estimated 200,000 people showing up. Now, take a look. Does that look like 200,000 people? It's barely 2,000. I mean, this is such a poor showing that I can guarantee that there were more people protesting against Trump in New York City and San Francisco and San Diego and St. Paul and Los Angeles and in New Orleans, where I protested today. But we didn't have a $45 million budget to support our protests like Donald Trump has for his military parade. But we got bigger crowds than him.
We'll never know how much this parade cost the American people. How many lives could have been saved with health care paid for, as they rip the health care away just to pay for a, who knows, $45 to $150 million parade. The amount of money that could have helped people in health care and the cost to save lives, and they want to have a fucking parade. I guess the Craigslist ad did not work for him, as nobody hardly showed up. There was more protesters than there was fucking actual people coming to see a fucking dictator's dick. And that's exactly what he's trying to provide us, how long his dick is, which we already know it's fucking short as fuck from the prostitutes he paid for and the woman he raped, because remember, she didn't even know if it was a penis or a finger that went in her. So there you have it. Happy Father's Day.
We're going to have a big, beautiful parade.
A military parade?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
We're going to celebrate our military. We have the greatest military in the world.
What's the price tag? Do you
know? Peanuts compared to the value of doing it.
not to do it? Why don't you believe in me? If you hadn't spent so much on dolls and pencils, we wouldn't even talking about this. And see. But this is the brilliance of Trump. In the same interview where he says to Americans, sorry about your Christmas, suck it up, he talks about a $90 million parade that just so happens to fall on his birthday and is totally worth it.
We have the greatest missiles in the world. We have the greatest submarines in the world. We have the greatest army tanks in the world. We have the greatest weapons in the world. And we're going to celebrate it.
I don't know, Mr. President, if you know how submarines work. But dragging them down Pennsylvania Avenue will most likely void the warranty.
Today's news, Mr. Donald J. Trump has been met with the hugest, if not the biggest, humongous, enormous surprise of the 21st century. Yes, Donald J. Trump thought that he would be making United States of America like his friend does back in North Korea, like his friend does in China, like his friend does you know, those countries in the Far East, like they do their things. You know, the military parade, people dancing, people marching. He thought he would do that to the Americans. He thought that Americans would turn up for his birthday, right? So I'm here to ask Donald Trump and you a question. How many birthdays has Donald J. Trump ruined? You know, he has ruined many birthdays. He has ruined many marriages. He has broken many families by his legislative measures to ensure that America is made great again. So it is no surprise that people did not turn out for his birthday, because he had a birthday and he expected the whole nation to come and join him. But no, a few, it's like no one came there. Just quite a number of people. And some people are saying that he paid people, even those few people were paid to go there. So if you were not for payment, nobody would have gone there. But why? Do people don't like birthday? No, we all love birthdays. We love things that comes to the birthday. There's fun, right? There's happiness. But Donald J. Trump, he is a problem, and he's been causing problems to Black Americans. That's why I think they didn't want to go to his birthday. Both Black and white Americans, actually. And so the whole America is reacting to this. I want us to see their reaction. I shall get back by the end of the video, where we shall also have a deep, critical analysis. Let's dive in.
Oh my gosh, are you watching this parade? Are you watching the parade right now? Yeah, neither is anybody else. I mean, no one is watching this thing. No one attended this. Oh, why didn't somebody pull him aside and say, you know what, Mr. President, maybe this isn't such a good idea? Because right now, people around the world, leaders around the world are watching this going, Mr. Donald Trump, seems no one wanted to attend your birthday party. Oh my gosh, Donald Trump is that guy. He's that kid. He's the kid where nobody wants to go to his birthday party, and he's sitting there with the cake all by himself. But this is an absolute colossal disaster. It could not be any worse. It's just absolutely terrible. And he's getting exactly what he deserves. I don't know, everybody. Like and follow for more.
So nobody showed up to Donald Trump's birthday military parade. Here is a video from an NBC reporter who, as you see, is standing in the middle of an empty field. And this is as the event is supposed to be underway. Now, take a look as it zooms out. There's nobody there. That is miles of empty fields at an event where Donald Trump said there was going to be an estimated 200,000 people showing up. Now, Take a look. Does that look like 200,000 people? It's barely 2,000. I mean, this is such a poor showing that I can guarantee that there were more people protesting against Trump in New York City and San Francisco and San Diego and St. Paul and Los Angeles and in New Orleans, where I protested today. But we didn't have a $45 million budget to support our protests like Donald Trump has for his military parade. But we got bigger crowds than him, and that's going to drive him crazy. Happy birthday, fascist.
Trump is so unpopular, they're literally paying people to sit in his parade. They're literally putting an ad on Craigslist so that they can look for extras to be seated in the parade. The ad that you need a motherfucking magnifying glass to read says, Team Ellen Events is looking for seat fillers and extras to provide their time for space maximization and attendance perception. Extras and seat fillers will check in on the morning of June 14th at 9 a.m. Extras are required to wear red, white, and blue clothing and will be provided a red hat to wear, the MAGA hat. The team will advise the extras where to stand or sit according to the line of sight from a VIP viewing platform area. Extras and seat fillers will be paid a flat daily fee and will be provided a lunch of fast food and soda. We encourage people of color and ethnic groups to sign for maximum perception control, and these individuals will be prominently displayed on the televised broadcast and local viewing screens to be seen by the VIP platform. The compensation is listed: flat fee of $1,000 paid in cryptocurrency provided by Fight LLC. Then you Google Fight LLC, and it's a company linked to President Trump and his Trump meme coin, raising concerns about potential government ethics violations, foreign influence, and federal law violations. Fight LLC was also the organization that brought together Trump's meme coin dinner, where he raised $148 million, and apparently the food fucking sucked. You can see here that Fight LLC was also written up by the United States Senate Committee on Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs, because they were enabling the violation of government ethics requirements, facilitating financial transactions with foreign nationals under federal prosecution, and potentially violating federal laws, including with its promotional private dinner with President Trump scheduled to take place on May 22nd. What a fucking mess.
This is the crowd during Donald Trump's military parade on his birthday. These are the crowd turnouts for No Kings anti-Trump protests. One of these don't belong. Take a guess at which ones. Give up? There's one thing you can notice about when they show Donald Trump's crowd. It's only from one angle, which means the organizers intentionally funneled the entire bulk of the crowd right here in front of along the monument for photo opportunities and video. Because if you look at other photos and videos, the crowd is dismal. You can also tell that certain cameras were set up on certain military vehicles, and you can tell the soldiers were ordered or told to look enthused as they're pointing and cheering and smiling, but the crowd isn't reacting. No crowd. Smiling, waving, cheering. The crowd is dead. And you can see only seats set up to funnel crowd for photo ops, because the rest of the street is completely deserted. You can see the crowd is dismal. There's barely anybody along the streets. Even in actual video, there's no cheering, screaming, clapping, celebration. All you hear is and you can tell media was either ordered or asked not to show the crowd, because you can't find any video of the actual crowds attendings. This is what you paid more than $40 million for, taxpayers.
And here we go. The President of the United States, hand in hand with the First Lady, Melania Trump. Let's go ahead and listen in.
79 years of life, and this is Donald J. Trump's worst birthday ever. And that's saying something because we know he was teased as a kid, because, I mean, wouldn't you tease the guy? Look at him there. He's so disappointed. It's my party. I can cry if I want to, but I have to be strong. I have to be a tough Republican man. Melania's there like, dude, I cannot believe you made me show up for this. There's like a few thousand people here. This is embarrassing, man. What are you doing? Pete Hegseth's over there like, oof, this is kind of rough, man. I gotta text the boys in the group chat, see if we can get a drink after this. This is absolutely brutal. What a complete failure from this group of incompetent people. Today was an absolute failure for them. No Kings protests, millions nationwide, every big city, all 50 states standing up against fascism, standing up against dictators who think they can throw some North Korean Kim Jong-un, look at me, I'm the man type parade. Well, listen, Donald, the people have spoken today, and the people want you gone.
Before Trump turned the military into his own personal MAGA cheer squad, he started the week by sending Marines into America's most bangable city. And this is all just the warm-up before the main event this weekend.
President Trump's highly anticipated military parade kicks off this Saturday.
The parade marks the Army's 250th anniversary.
Oh my God, give these troops a break already. They have to sit through your show, they have to invade Los Angeles, and now they have to parade for you? America doesn't do military parades, so why is this one so important?
The parade just so happens to also fall on President Trump's 79th birthday.
Yes, there it is. There it is. The parade just so happens to be on his birthday. But that's not why he's doing it. This parade is for the Army, and the Fudgy the Whale Cake is for the Army. But he gets to blow out the candles. So how much is the Doge president going to spend on this Army birthday extravaganza?
The total cost to taxpayers up to $45 million.
The Army said it expects minimal damage to D.C. roads from the 70-ton tanks rolling down, but they've budgeted $16 million of your dollars to repair those roads once the parade is over.
$45 million, and a third of that is just you ripping up the roads? People don't usually throw down that hard unless they're moving out the next day. Wait, is Trump moving out the next day?
You guys, that's exactly the reason why you don't do military parade in the democratic countries. That was pretty embarrassing, you guys. Like, come on, man.
Евгений Бравко, Денис Скакуновский и
in the United States Army. As part of the buildup for World War II, cavalry and reconnaissance units were brought together to form the 1st Armored Division in 1940.
You could see the exact moment Trump realized he was cooked. It was during his own birthday parade, when he looked out at the crowd and he realized there wasn't one. This man spent $48 million of taxpayer money on what was essentially a sad cosplay of a North Korean military parade. And he still couldn't pull a crowd. We're talking empty bleachers, confused tourists, and one guy holding up a sign saying, "I thought this was a car show." Meanwhile, across the country, millions of people showed up to the No Kings protests. Like, it wasn't even close. The protests had bigger turnouts, better music, and somehow more cake. The president looked like a man watching his own political funeral in real time. The smirk faded. The eyes got glassy. You could almost hear the voice in his head saying, Melania was right. And the best part, this wasn't just a bad birthday. It was a historic momentum shift. Because when millions of people take to the streets on your big day to say, nah, we're good, that's not a protest. That's a preview. And at this rate, Trump might have accidentally guaranteed a Democratic supermajority. Not just in Congress, in everything. State houses, city councils, PTA meetings. He just handed the left the best voter turnout operation it's ever had by throwing himself a parade no one asked for. So let's keep it up. Ride this wave, organize, vote, stay loud, and let's make sure the only fireworks this guy sees next year are from his ankle monitor lighting up when he steps too far from Mar-a-Lago.
What do you think about the president? I know currently in D.C. he's having a birthday party sort of parade. What do you think about that as you guys are protesting here and in other cities across the country?
I can remember in 2016 all the propaganda that was put out on North Korea and how they had a show for Kim Jong-un's birthday and all the rockets that they displayed and the nuclear weapons. And the West took that as an insult and kind of a threat. Well, I see absolutely no difference in what's happening in D.C. right now. It's an absolute waste of tax dollars in any kind of way that you can put it. It's a threat. It's a threat to the American people that says if you step out of line, we will destroy you. We will take everything you love away. And I'm not going to stand for that. This is America, and you are nothing without the American people. And I want you to know that.
Anything else you can think of you'd like to add or mention?
If you're not angry, you're not listening. You need to be aware. It is your civic duty to care about what's going on. I don't care if you're Democratic or Republican. You have a constitution that says freedom of speech. You have a constitution that says freedom of the press. You have a living document that lives and breathes for the people. And that man is using it in corrupt, demonic ways. And he wants to talk about how the LGBTQ, how black communities, how POCs, how immigrants are the devil. That's only one devil I can see, and he sits in the White House. You should be angry. You should be out here with us. They don't care about you. These people, and you should show them, all of these people out here. These are the people. This is their country. This Capitol building, people are supposed to come here and represent us. And they won't. So I will represent me. And that's what I have to say.
Thank you. You are amazing.
Donald Trump was caught crying during his birthday parade. At least that's how it seemed, as the whole thing was a flop. Now, multiple times today during the parade, Donald Trump was caught falling asleep, looking bored, yawning. But this moment will be the image of the parade. Take a look at this. Full pouty face by Donald Trump. It is almost something you would create with AI, but that is real. Yeah, and his whole staff during the parade looked bored. Marco Rubio was caught yawning. The whole thing was just a flop. And while a lot of you are going to say, well, it's honoring the Army, you can honor the Army. You can celebrate the 250th anniversary of the Army without honoring yourself. And that's what Donald Trump did. And we know it was for his birthday because they sang happy birthday to him and presented him with a gift at the end of the parade. The whole thing fell apart, and Donald Trump's face showed it all. Meanwhile, the No Kings protest were a resounding smash hit. Smiles everywhere. Well done, America.
So hey everyone, did you see the photo of birthday boy Donnie yesterday? It looked like he was not having a good time. Very low attendance. Here you go, check it out. He just looks absolutely miserable. Low attendance and rain. Oh well, deal with it. It was a lot more fun at No Kings Day. Over 5 million people.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you give up every right to talk about wasteful spending, military support, and caring about women when you celebrate a $45 million birthday parade for a draft-dodging rapist.
Hey, yo, y'all seen Trump's little weak-ass parade today? Bruh, this was 30 minutes before it started, and it's damn near empty, y'all. I mean, you can hear an echo through the crowd in that bit. Meanwhile, the streets have been packed. Millions of us out here for the No Kings protests, taking over cities coast to coast.
So the first moment of Trump's birthday parade fell flat. As the national anthem ended, everyone expected a traditional U.S. Air Force flyover. But no jets came. Hegseth took office in January 25th, 2025 after a tight Senate vote and has been pushing for strong military presence. A missing flyover is a significant misstep in an event that was meant to showcase military pageantry. The official timeline for the flyover is precise. They are scheduled to happen with the final note of the anthem and a moment of national pride. This time, it did not happen. The Pentagon has not commented, and neither has the White House, because obviously they're still at the parade. But just last week, Hegseth defended a costly $143 million National Guard deployment to Los Angeles and faced criticism for disclosing secret war plans on a Signal chat. So when a military display fails, it's more than a technical hiccup. it goes directly to the heart of the reputation of the defense secretary. For a leader whose career is built on optic strength and spectacles, this was a potentially embarrassing beginning. Follow me on Instagram, Substack, and TikTok for all breaking news, full reports, and all updates.
New footage shows Donald Trump looking incredibly depressed at his birthday parade in Washington, D.C. He's sad that nobody showed up. Take a look.
In 1914, years of escalating competition between European alliances culminate in the outbreak of the First World War. The two sides engage in the savage war of attrition, defined by opposing trenches, barbed wire, poison gas, and mass casualties. The United States initially maintained its neutrality, but was eventually drawn into the conflict in 1917. Despite having less than 130,000 soldiers at the beginning, the Army eventually grew to over 4 million, with nearly 2 million.
He truly looks inconsolable. He's upset that nobody showed up to his birthday party. Nobody went to the parade. It was raining all day. And meanwhile, millions of Americans were out in the streets protesting against him. Donald Trump's birthday today ended up being one of the worst days for him of his presidency. And I enjoyed every moment. I gotta be.
Donald Trump's birthday is today, June 14, with his military parade. But it is not looking good for Donald Trump right now. As you can see, this was taken literally minutes before his event started. He pictured that 200,000 plus people were going to show up, so he got a lot of security. It's a big field, but not even a fraction of that has shown up. There's more people out there in the Los Angeles, San Diego protests than at this event. A lot of people in the comments are starting to question, did he really win president? Because this is showing not a lot of people are messing with him anymore. His parade also started a little bit earlier due to the fact that it's supposed to rain today in Washington. So they're trying to get the parade out, make sure they don't get wet. Reports are stating that there is like 10 to 11,000 people there. But remember, he wanted 200,000 plus, so that's a fail. The parade is going on for a couple of hours. A lot of people are saying that this is pretty much a fail. After the parade, there's going to be a firework display, but I don't know if it's going to happen if it's raining. Reports also show that people are not traveling from around the world to go see this parade. It's pretty much the people that already live there. But the protests, I've been seeing a lot of people came from different parts to Los Angeles. But I'm very curious to know, what are your thoughts about all this down below in the comments? And like always, don't forget to follow for more viral news. Ciao, peace.
We have big news right now. It looks as though Donald Trump's military parade is looking to be somewhat of a dud. He expected over 200,000 people to show up in Washington, D.C. There is nowhere near that much right now at the military parade. It actually has started early because of rain chances this evening. So it's literally raining on Donald Trump's parade. And there are estimates of over 10,000 folks there, but it's nowhere near the 200,000 that he wanted or expected. So many are calling it to be a dud of a military parade. Now it's going to go on for a couple hours, and then we're going to have a fireworks celebration in Washington, D.C. But I will say this. I've been on the ground in Washington, D.C. throughout the day, and it really just seemed like a normal Saturday. There weren't a ton more people just because of this military parade. So it wasn't like people are traveling in from all around the world to go to this military parade. It really just seemed like any other Saturday in Washington, D.C. And now we're seeing images from the parade, and it's just not looking like it's coming anywhere near the 200,000 mark. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free and follow along for all the news you need to know about more to come.
Tell me why President Trump's birthday parade looks more like something you would see from Wish or from Temu. He's sure getting what he asked for. When you see China and Russia and North Korea all doing their parades, there's not a gap in those streets. And there is probably 10 times more military personnel that's marching. They just giving President Donald Trump what he wants. And not to mention, $25 to $45 million. You know what we could have done with that kind of money? Seriously. But he has Elon Musk over at Doge cutting things that are in the millions of that, saying it's a wasteful expense. My son could have built him with his little tanks and little army trucks. He could have done the same type of parade for $10. I'm telling you what, let me know what your thoughts are on the Trump birthday parade. If you've been watching it, I respect the Army. I love the Army, and it should be all about them, but it wasn't. And that's why there is a lot of backlash going on today. But let me know what your thoughts are in the chat, and if you found it very supportive for the Army or President Donald Trump. Bye.
I watched Trump's military parade last night and it was boring. Watched it live. The weather was bad. No one looked like they wanted to be there. Not even Trump himself. Poor turnout. Some of the worst TV I've ever watched. Also, what's with the marching? They can't sort of march in unison like everybody else. They were just walking past like... the highlight was this guy with his carrying a drone. Just showing it off. Carrying a drone. Like, here you go, everybody. It's a drone. Like, it's...
Me watching these videos, I don't get surprised. I really don't get surprised. You see, military parades are always there in most likely in countries which are not democratic, countries which are socialist. For instance, Chinese, Xi Jinping as the president, he makes his soldiers to parade themselves. We have the army, the land army, we have the navy, we have the air force. So they do their marching, they display all that. Even here in Kenya, we kind of have such a thing during the holidays. And it's so beautiful, guys. When we were kids, we would really, really wait for that time when the jets would go up and fly and there's a thundering sound that would really make us happy. And if we were capable, we would go take ourselves to the ground, so where the president was, and we would really rejoice and be happy for the day. But for this one, Donald Trump military parade, with which he also attached his birthday, it didn't go out well. And you can see from the video that the man was sad. The man was not happy. He was disappointed in some way. And what do you think? This is a man with whom, as I said earlier, he's broken many families. He's a problem to so many, right? And so I think that because America is having so many of these, Latinas, we have whites, we have black people, but whites is the huge majority in the United States of America. The Latinas and the blacks are marginalized communities, which means that they are small, right? So we can understand why the Latinas and the blacks wouldn't go there. Obviously, Trump is a racist. I'm saying he's a racist given the things he does, right? He does not do things which would suggest the opposite. Trump is against the Latinas. Trump is a racist also because, remember, we also have white immigrants, illegal immigrants living in the USA. But he really does not go after these individuals. Whom he goes for is non-white, right? Non-white, Trump goes hard on you, right? So that's one thing that makes him a racist, and that explains why people wouldn't go there. And now another example is the whites. Now, where do the whites come into this, right? Because they are the huge majority. Why would they not go there? Remember when the sheriff, the Florida sheriff, said that if people go and demonstrate, he didn't categorize which race. He was just general. He said that if people go and demonstrate, they'll be met with the live fire, live bullets. And he said that if you go and demonstrate, you will be killed. And he said that if you go there, they will notify your family to come and collect your remains. Those are words that were coming from a sheriff in Donald J. Trump's government. And he was saying that because he knew that Donald J. Trump is in his support. White people were angered by what he said. Said that no way. I did a video on that. Whites were really not happy. Actually, whites were the most unhappy with this because it goes unexpected to the expectation. They expect that such things to be done to the Latinas and the blacks. But Donald J. Trump also wants to do it to their own, very own white. That was a turn-off. To me, I believe that also was a good reason. Another reason is they mess around and find out. He disappointed so many of these white Americans. Everyone is crying high economics, high standards of living. Life is not affordable. And this is not just affecting black and Latinas. this is also affecting whites. So these people are showing their frustration. This was the greatest display of frustration that showed Donald J. Trump where the Americans have placed him. If he is wise, he should make his ways right, because this is not a good sign, right? Donald J. Trump has messed up, and now he's paying. This is just a signal that we really don't like you. I hope he gets the message, and you also get the message right. Yes. Thanks for watching. This is EFK Original Documentaries. If you like what I do, kindly subscribe. I'll surely appreciate, and see you in the next one.